going to talk a little bit about pain. I know it's not a favorite subject. Freedom is, but sometimes you got to go through to get to the other side. And I want to talk a little bit about pain management. If this is, now you know I don't call myself an artist, low pain, and that's high pain, we will settle for pain management. We will settle for pain avoidance. I want to talk, and I'm going to do something with this in a minute. I want to talk a little bit about a mess with a purpose and a mess without a purpose. A mess with a purpose looks like this. If you come to my house and every dish I own is on the kitchen counter and on the table and all over the floor because I'm remodeling, there's a purpose for that mess, right? But if you go into my bedroom, and my bedroom does not look like this, and every stitch of clothing I own is on the floor, 5 plates of half-eaten food, dried from the last week, and we don't even have a cat, but kitty litter everywhere. Is there any purpose in that? No. And yet, many times, our pain has become a mess without a purpose. Meaning, I'm in so much pain, you know what, I'm going to call you and tell you about what that scoundrel did to me. And then I'll feel a little bit of relief. And then, you know what, it'll build again. And so I'm going to call you and tell you. And then, but I want you to pray for me under that guise. Now, I've just spewed over you and spewed and spewed and spewed, and did anything get resolved? No. All I did was feel better for a little bit, and you felt like you needed a shower after I was done. Okay? That's a mess without a purpose. And it stirs things up to talk about that, and now you're upset too. And now maybe you've got a judgment against that scoundrel. See how I just hooked you into that boat too. A mess with a purpose is I'm going to call Debbie, and I'm going to tell her, but then we're going to do something with it. Okay? And when I talk about the pain, for those of you who weren't here this morning, BK and I both shared that we've been molested in our lives as little kids. That's a pretty painful thing. By the way, I'll probably say this later, but if I don't say it, God has so healed my heart that I was able to lead one of my molesters to the Lord rather than confront him. Yeah, that's a praise Jesus. That's right. That's right. And that's because I let God touch what hurt so badly. It was a mess with a purpose. Okay? A mess with a purpose. When I go to talk about the pain is going to spike, right? But then we're going to do something with that pain, and it goes to nothing. And I have spent this much time on an issue versus this much time. Does that make sense? Okay. Rather than, feel bad, maybe on a good day down here, and I'm going to talk in a little bit about how our head and heart can be at opposite ends of the spectrum. I want to talk a little bit about, when I talk about going there and the pain increasing, this is a true story, and you get to help with it, okay? This is a true story. I was living down south. I am northern and southern, so I say that I'm bilingual. I can say, hey, y'all, and you guys, all in the same sentence. So, but I had a grandmama from Myrtle Beach, and they had a farm. They had a tobacco farm, actually. But on that farm, they had some chickens. You guys are good. This is going to be a good week. Okay. And I walked through the yard one day as I don't even know. I lived I lived down there 3rd through 7th grade, so it was probably 3rd, 4th grade, something like that. And as I was walking through the yard, this rooster came at me. I mean, came at me. I ran into the house, and I said to my grandmama about what happened, and you know what she said to me? She says, I want you to go back out there. And I'm like, you what? Not on the outside, because I didn't do that, but on the inside, I'm like, you want me to do what? I want you to go back out there. I had to go back out to the place where I was scared and the place that caused me pain. Did it spike? Okay. And I did. And we had him for dinner that night. So I had to go there, but it was with a purpose of killing that thing. Okay? Otherwise, I would have gone into pain management. How would I have managed that pain? I might not have gone to grandmama's anymore. You want to see me? You know where I live. Or I would have had to have somebody with me. Or if I did go out there by myself, it would have been with a lot of fear and trembling. I would have accommodated it somehow. And I would not have been able to walk through that yard like I did before. That event. Okay? So sometimes we need to go there one more time to kill that thing. Because we don't want it to have this kind of control in our lives. Make sense? Everybody, and amen? Okay. All right. Pain avoidance looks like this. When I was 4 years old, I was playing with matches, and that's where the scars come from. I almost died. There's 3 things you need to worry about with burn patients, and it's kidneys, pneumonia, and infection. And at one point, my kidneys stopped functioning, and there was blood running through them. And just like that, they started up again. I think Jesus had a plan for my life. What do you think? But when people came to help me, the doctors and nurses, what hurt so bad, did I go, you know what, I am so glad you're here. I know this is going to hurt worse. So I would like you to do whatever you want to do because I know in the end it's going to feel better. Did I do that? Not at 4, not at 40. And I'm way older than that. I did this. And that's what we do with our hearts too. And but we don't want to sidestep, we don't want to accommodate. We want to live our life free. So the daggers that hit the heart, every time if I have a dagger in my heart and I go to get close to somebody, it's going to wiggle it, it's going to hurt. I'm not going to be able to get close to them because the last time I got close to someone, look what happened. So we go into management and accommodation. Does that make sense so far?